Bonney, who's going to tell us all how we can come, go, etc. here in Thailand.
Okay, hello. Nice to see everybody again. After I think it's around 2 years since we all last got together. I can see that there's a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces. So welcome if you haven't been here before, and welcome back to all the people that have come today. Before I get into the wonderful world of immigration, I just would like to thank the committee who have organised this, and the president and everyone that goes with it, because for the last 2 years they've sort of done a bit of a thankless task with the reopening and closing and reopening, and they've really worked hard so that we can have this this venue and this club to come together. So just from me, I'd like to thank them. Okay, so I'll let her sit down. Okay, so as everyone probably knows, as of July the 1st, there's no more Thailand Pass. You can come and go as you wish into Thailand. There's no insurance requirements anymore for the Thai Pass. There's no vaccine requirements. So for family and friends that want to visit, that can all happen now. I know I've got lots of friends and family in England that still are sort of unaware of this. They still think that you do need vaccines and boosters and everything else, but it's no longer the case, which is obviously good news. Secondly, there has been a lot of talk about a 10-year visa. I'm sure some of you know about it, some of you probably don't know about it. They're advertising it as a sort of a wealthy visa or an entrepreneur visa, a digital nomad visa, and hit the news because they reduced the price from 100,000 to 50,000 for a 10-year visa, which obviously a lot of people will be interested in. Unfortunately, there is really no information on how they're going to bring this visa in. What are the requirements, other than so far that you need around $80,000 worth of income, health insurance, and additional money in the bank. So, as with everything with immigration, I would not get your hopes up, is my feeling on it. The elite visa is already in place. You can pay around 1 million baht for the elite, and that will give you a 20-year visa. So for the immigration to offer a similar visa for 50,000 baht for 10 years seems to kind of go against that. But then, as Pim said, they legalized cannabis, so maybe I will be wrong, and crazier things have happened. But that is one of the main things that we've been hearing about. As opposed to everything else with immigration, obviously Promenade is now closed. The immigration that was at Promenade has moved to Central Festival, and they have a small office there that can handle small things, I believe 90-day reporting, TM30s, and other things like that. So if you're over that side of the city, or you don't want to go to the lovely Chiang Mai immigration at the airport, then you can use that office. Other than that, I believe everything is pretty much the same. There's no major changes. There are new officers and a new head of immigration in place. But yeah, that's around it. Thank you.
Questions for Rhys on immigration?
Do they still put that thing up your nose when you're coming back into Thailand?
No, they do not. There is no more PCR tests on arrival.
There may not be any requirements to come into Thailand, but I hear and see that a number of airlines are still requesting various documents.
Yeah, so it's going to be exactly the same with the mask mandate, right? So I'm sure everybody sees yesterday there's no more masks outdoors, and what the government have said on that is that businesses and places can require masks indoors. Hence, a lot of us have still got masks. The same is true with the airlines. Some airlines will require PCR tests. Some countries will still require PCR test to leave. But to come back into Thailand, they are no longer required. There's no sandbox anymore for the foreseeable future. So yeah, people are free to leave and go. Make sure if you have a long-term visa, you do get a re-entry permit. You can visit, obviously, my wonderful office, another office, or you can do it at the airport when you leave. But yeah, do not make the mistake of leaving without a re-entry permit on a long-stay visa. You will regret it.
I'm Terry Harkin from the U.S. I've been living here for the last 8 years on a retirement visa, and now it's looking like I'm only going to be returning here 3 months a year. Is there an alternative to a retirement visa for coming back for 3 months?
Yeah, I mean, if you're only going to be here for 3 months a year, then you could just come in on a tourist visa. You can apply for that from the local embassy. That's a 60-day visa that can be extended for 30 days more, and that would be probably a lot cheaper than renewing your retirement visa. A downside of that, and this was a question I had earlier, was things like if you want to renew a Thai driving license, if you want to do certain things within Thailand, you need a long stay visa. So as long as those aren't issues for you, then yeah, by all means you can come back in on a tourist visa and you can drop your retirement visa. All right, I think that's it. We'll leave it there. Thanks, Rhys. Thank you very much.